Before watching anyone's makeup tutorial, the first thing you need to understand is your skin. What type of skin do you have? The first skin type is dry skin. And when you're dry skin, you basically feel your face tight. After you wash your face, it feels tight and you look ashy. You basically can't come out of the house without moisturizing your face. You might be oily skin. Your face just looks shiny. You have that natural glow even before you apply makeup. You have oily skin. You might sweat around your nose, maybe around your forehead, maybe your chin, but the rest of your face is completely dry. You're combination skin because you sweat around your T-zone. When you understand what skin type you fall under, you understand your skin better and you know which products work for your skin, because you'll sit down, watch a makeup tutorial of someone that's oily skin but you're dry skin, or someone that's combination skin but you're oily skin. And even if it's easy to adjust a makeup tutorial, it will be better if you actually understand, okay, this person is oily skin and I'm dry skin, so I can't do ABCD they're doing. For example, I'm dry skin. I'm not going to put mattifying products on my face because I already know that I have dry skin. I need to put hydrating products on my skin. If I know I'm oily skin, I'm not gonna go ahead and start putting hydrating products on my skin. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting mattifying products on my skin. So that means a mattifying primer, a mattifying foundation. If you have combination skin, you have two options. If you have money, get products that work both ways, so dry and oily, so that you can put your hydrating primer around your face and then you can put a mattifying primer on your T-zone, the places that you sweat a lot. If you don't have money to buy both mattifying and hydrating products, what you can do is, as an oily person, you make sure you use your powders well. So after putting primer on your face, you can put this on your face, then put setting spray before you put your foundation. Why? Because you're oily skin and you want your foundation to stay, you want your makeup to stay the whole day, so you want to make sure you're as matte as possible. If you're combination skin, then after putting primer or whatever moisturizer you have on your face, put powder on your T-zone. Put powder on your T-zone around the places that you sweat a lot, and make sure you set it with a setting spray so that it can stay. And now that you actually understand your skin a bit better, let me show you an everyday, get ready with me, my everyday makeup look. Basically, this is not my everyday makeup look, I go ham, but this is a makeup look that if you have errands, if you're just, you don't need, you just want an everyday makeup look that's not too much, this is it. Let's get down to business. I've went ahead and sprayed rose water on my face. As a dry skin girl, I try to hydrate my skin as much as possible before I put makeup on my face. I'm going to add this Fit Me Maybelline, and it's actually very it says it's a hydrating primer for normal to dry skin, and it actually is very hydrating. So I'm gonna put that on my face. Instead of spreading it out, I'm gonna dab the product into my skin like that, because you want the product to stay in your skin. So you spread the places you don't have the primer as you dab the product in your skin like that. You're supposed to let your primer sit on your face for a minute or two so that it can settle on your skin. After it sits, this is the place, if you're dry skin, you just go ahead and put foundation. I'm going to show you guys how I do it. If you're oily skin and you don't have a mattifying primer, this is the place you take your compact powder. This is how a compact powder looks like, and this is what a loose powder looks like. Basically, loose powder is just loose powder. I don't know how more I can explain. The powder is just loose, but with compact powder, it's inside, it's not loose. It's inside and like this. So put the powder, compact powder, on your face, then spray your setting spray, whichever setting spray that you use, and then put the foundation on top. It definitely goes a long way into making sure your foundation stays. If you're combination skin, this is the time where you put your compact powder and dab around your T-zone, the places that you sweat, dab powder, put setting spray, and then you can put foundation on top. That way you don't sweat around your T-zone, and everywhere else where you're dry, you don't need to put powder because you're gonna make yourself even more dry. Now that my primer has been sitting on my face for a minute or two, I'm gonna put my foundation. This is just a personal preference of mine, but I like my foundation to be a shade darker than me, so I like to mix my foundation with my darkest concealer. Now, with an everyday makeup look, you don't want a cakey look, you just want an even look, okay? So what you do is you start applying foundation with thin layers of foundation. Please, I'm begging you, Little goes a long way. I always say this on my channel, little goes a long way. You'd rather add than remove, okay? I also like to concentrate on the lower side of my face, like from my eyes going down. Now that you know your skin type, you need to now start figuring out the skincare products that work for you and all of that, because it's going to help you. You are not going to need too much product if you have clear skin, okay? Now that you have foundation on your face, you're going to blend it out. And when it comes to blending out your foundation, you want to dab. Don't drag the foundation, because you're going to leave marks. When you do that, the marks of the foundation are going to stay on your skin. So you want to dab like this, so that the product can stick on your skin like that. So you are dabbing, you're not dragging. Don't drag foundation from here to here. No, just dab like that. You see, like for example, this place is not blended. My forehead and this area is not blended. I'm not going to do this. No, I'm going to do this. You see that? I'm going to do that. That way, I'm not dragging anything. I'm dabbing it into my skin. So do that. You don't need to do it as hard as I'm doing, but just don't drag, dab. Anywhere that's not blended, dab. Don't drag like this. Don't do this. Dab like that. Dab like that, okay? You also want to get on your chin, under your chin, around your neck, all over. You want to blend as much as possible. Don't get tired of blending, guys. Please don't get tired of blending at all. I like to use three things to blend the foundation out. My fingers first. I go in with a brush just to make sure everything is blended like that. And then I like to go in with a sponge. And with a sponge, spray your setting spray. I personally use Spirit as my setting spray, but you can use any type of setting spray you have. Works perfect. So I'm gonna take my sponge, this is a sponge, and I'm gonna go in just one more time to make sure everything is seamless. And a sponge goes a long way. You don't need a foundation brush and a sponge. You can just use a sponge. By the way, if you want to choose between a sponge and a brush, I definitely tell you to use a sponge. A sponge is better than a brush, but to each his own. Probably you prefer a brush, probably you prefer a sponge. I prefer both because they get the job done, honey. You see that? The foundation is blended seamlessly. It's not a lot of foundation. It doesn't look crazy. You can still see my skin, okay? It's just nice, okay? It's just nice. There's no other, I don't see anything else I can say other than it's just nice. Now that you have this, you've blended your foundation, you want to work on your eyebrows. I know you're wondering, girl, what about them eyebrows? Now, I'm going to assume you do not know how to do your eyebrows. The gel that I use for my edges is the gel that I'm going to use for my eyebrows. And I'm going to take just a little bit. And if you don't know how to draw your eyebrows, it's really nice if you would get someone who's going to be shaping your eyebrows. And if you know how to shape your eyebrows yourself, even better. Because if you know how to shape your eyebrows, it's easier to draw on it. To draw on the eyebrows if they are drawn, okay? I'm just gonna use my hands and just do that to the eyebrows, just to remove off the excess and to also make sure the brows stick. Now that you have foundation in your face, you're gonna set the foundation. And I'd tell you to get something that looks like this. It's easier to work with, okay? And remember what we are doing. We are dabbing the product into our skin, okay? We are dabbing the product into our skin. We're not rubbing, we're dabbing. And it's easier to use this than a brush because it gets in there, it gets the job done. It feels like my face is too plain. This is optional. You can literally just put setting spray on your face and you're good to go. You don't need to add anything else and your face is gonna stay. I can promise you that. But we wanna add some color just to not look as plain as we look right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a tiny bit of blush and a tiny bit of contour just to bring some oomph onto the face. Okay, you're just gonna see what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna add a bit of contour. Contour just adds a bit of, just gives your face a bit of structure, you know? You don't look just plain. This one I've not blended yet, so it's just like this. But you can see the difference, right? Like the difference between this side and this side. It's not as plain. But then, this is very optional, okay? You can literally just be done from applying powder You don't want to put too much, just little product goes a long way. Okay, just little product goes a long way. I'm also going to use the contour for my nose, and I use that as my eyeshadow as well. I'm also going to go ahead and add just a tiny bit of blush. I don't have blush, I use my makeup kit, and I'm going to use the pink that I have. I've hit pan on that pink because that's literally my blush, and I'm gonna put just a tiny bit. This is the part with blush, this is the part without, and I can clearly see a difference. Okay, to add a bit of color to the eyes, I'm gonna do a black eyeliner. Let me set my face. I usually like to enhance my moles, so I'm gonna do that, and I enhance my moles with my eyeliner. Just make sure they're popping. I'm gonna do some mascara just because I'm not gonna do any lashes, so mascara is gonna go a long way. I'm assuming the person that's watching me does not know how to do lashes. Okay, mascara is a good option. And that's it for this makeup tutorial. It does not get more basic than this. You can also do a lip liner. Wow, that makes such a huge difference. Anyways, it doesn't get more basic than this, guys. This is the most basic ever beginner friendly makeup tutorial you'll ever see. Okay, and it doesn't get more basic than this. So if you've watched this video up until this point, thank you. Grazie mille. Grazie mille. I'm so grateful to every single one of you that takes their time to interact with my content. I really do appreciate you guys so much. I hope that you've taken at least a thing or two from this makeup tutorial, because that was the end goal. I just came here to teach you something, and I hope that you've learned a thing or two by watching me do my makeup. So in case you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section what you'd like to see more on my channel, and share my video if you've liked this video. If you've enjoyed it, share it to your friends so we can all learn and glow and look good. Mwah. See you guys in my next video.